Sonic Lab
TV.
This is the TC electronic level pilot. What is it? Basically, it's a volume knob. It's not just any volume knob, it's a lovely, beautifully designed, high-grade aluminium, weighty, balanced, passive volume knob. Why do I need this, you might ask yourself? Well, that's a good question. Firstly, if you've got any active monitors in your system and no direct volume control, then you're going to need something like this. Trying to turn down active monitors quickly, particularly if the volume's on the back, is a nightmare. Hello, welcome to... This is the knob itself. Like I said before, it's made of chunky aluminium. It's got a good weight to it. There's a thin layer of rubber on the base, so it sticks nicely to the desk. Attached to it is this rather chunky cable also, which features the connections that you use for putting it in line with your door system. The male XLRs go to the inputs of your monitor system or active speakers, and the female XLRs come from your mixing desk output or the monitor output of your sound card. Obviously, if you don't have these particular connections, you're going to have to get some adapters to set it up with your system, but suffice to say the whole system is balanced. The knob is fully passive, which means it has no components in there which are going to interfere with the sound. There's no batteries, no capacitors, no resistors, nothing. It's got Bourne's stereo, which apparently is very high quality, and it's fully balanced. In operation, it's a very smooth action. Feels rather lovely actually, and looks handsome on the desk next to any of your other silver equipment. You plug it in and you forget about it. So who's going to be using something like this? Well, I for one have my MacBook. It's plugged into a little Mackie 1202 VLZ3 mixing desk, and that goes to my active Genelec speakers. Now that's all fine because I've got a volume knob on my mixing desk, but sometimes I want to monitor in my phones but not in the speaker. Say for instance if I'm doing a Skype conference call. In that instance, I usually have to just reach over and turn my speakers off. It's a real pain. With this knob, I just turn it down, flick it down, and I'm done because I'm still getting the monitoring from my headphones. It's one of those products that's not very exciting, not very sexy, but is incredibly functional. Downsides, one of the things that I did find a bit of a drag is the leads here, the inputs and the outputs, there's not much length to them. It would be nicer if the whole thing was much longer and I could have maybe plugged my speakers in. I mean, my speakers are a little bit further apart than this. So I needed 2 extra XLRs to connect to the speakers. I also needed 2 XLRs to connect to my mixing desk. So you do actually need quite a lot of extra cableage to get this into your system. It's not really going to work straight out of the box. At a list price of $99, it's going to be hard for a lot of people to justify spending this much on what is essentially just a knob. There are some alternatives, however. There's the SM Pro Audio Nano Patch, which lifts for around $79. You can get it for cheaper, obviously, if you shop around. The one thing that's very key about the TC Electronic Level Pilot is that it sounds so good. It really is. When it's passive, it's so transparent and high resolution that you don't lose anything on the signal path. And this is actually quite important, because obviously if you put something in the way, it may aid convenience, but if it affects the sound in any way, then you've got a bit of a problem. So it's not cheap, but I think sometimes you get what you pay for, and you are paying a little bit more for this, but what you're getting is a well-made, well-cabled, well-thought out, and transparent sounding master volume control.